take the pain away. I know he'll take the pain.
She would just smoke her pipe, and she asked me, "How old are you?" And I lied and told her an age. And she caught me, but she didn't say nothing. And she said, "All right, you need to make sure you wear condoms and stuff." And for prostitutes, because she was a prostitute, they don't usually wear condoms. And it's like, all right. And she said, "I need you to show me what you can do." So I showed her, and I remember, everything going so fast, and the night hit. She showed me how to wave down a car so that they can come, so they know what you're there for. And I went back to the house later that night, and I needed to take a hot shower because it hurt. And I remember just allowing the hot water just to run down my body. Just felt so dirty. And I remember I used to call the party line and leave messages about, yeah, I'll sell my body. So I'd go to random guys' houses or hop in random cars and just sell my body, like $100 a pop. And I remember hitting the party line up, and some guys like, "Yeah, I'll pay you $100 if you let me have oral sex with you." And I went to his house, and I still had my ankle bracelet on, and so he didn't give me any money. He told me to go. And so I had them cut off my ankle bracelet. And I used to sit there, and I remember sitting there with the woman at the table, and they were breaking up crack. And there was an older woman. Everyone was so strung out on crack. And they were just tapping the table like this, trying to get the crack in, trying to get it into their pipe, get it into their pipe, get it into their pipe. And they said, "I wish I could offer you some honey." And I was like, "No, no, I'm okay." I was smart. I read books, you know. I learned about STDs and the law enforcement system. It always amazed me. I always liked civics and the legislative and judicial system and learning about STDs and drugs and what they can do to your body. But I just wanted someone to love me. It's hard to ask for. It's hard. So I fell asleep one night in her bed next to her boyfriend, and she kicked me out because she thought I was sleeping with him. But I had another agenda. I just wanted to be with my child's father. So I went up to the school, and it caused a big drama with his new girlfriend. And I ended up leaving, and I went to the hospital that night, and I asked him to come with me, and he said no. And I was supposed to have my surgery on my thyroid because I had Graves' disease, and they said that that was the reason why I was probably going crazy. They also said I might have been bipolar, but they took my thyroid out, and you know, I came home, and I remember my gang banger boyfriend at the time. He called and he told me, he talked to my mom, and my mom was like, "Yeah, um, tell her to rest." And so he told me to rest, but I didn't listen. They didn't know I was 16 and he was 24. And so my grandmother finally told him, and he found out, but I turned 17 um, by then, so I didn't really care. And so I remember one day, um, I had found this big thing of coke, and so I was gonna rob it for him and give it to him. But I told him to come out and come get it, and I got mad because my grandma told me no, and so I destroyed everything in our house, everything possible. I got a malicious destruction over $250, and I destroyed everything in her living room, um, everything. And so they locked me up, and when I got locked up, I remember this woman, I used to draw in school all the time because we had school there. I used to draw Boston, Boston, Roxbury, Mattapan, Dorchester, all that, all over a piece of paper. And she's like, draw something about what you like about yourself. And I wanted to look at this lady like, "Puh, please, what do I like about myself?" What do I like about myself? Nothing. There was nothing to like about myself. I was a cutter. I had eating disorders. I lost my baby. Every man that ever came into my life went in and out of me. My mom wasn't around. My dad wasn't around. I didn't feel beautiful. I used to smoke and sit there with my face hitting my face, 'cause I thought I was so ugly. I hated myself. I hated myself so much. But I used to play it off like I'm so dope. I'm so dope. I used to look in the mirror all the time. You know why? 'Cause I was trying to convince myself that I was beautiful. Because I hated myself. So I got out. My grandma had told me she didn't want me home. I did 5 months. They put me in a group home called Independent Living. You go there, you save up $2,500, you go to school, and you get an apartment. And you go out on your own. So I did it. I was the fastest girl to graduate the program because I had a motive. I wanted to be with my child's father. That was my motive. And, in the process, my mom was pregnant. Um, again, I used to feel so bad because she was like pregnant almost every year or every other year. And I always used to wonder, would she ever have time for me? And she lost the baby. And it was very sad. So I went to VA and I caused her some trouble. I snuck off to go be with this kid that I had met a long time ago. And I came back and everybody got mad at me. You could have made this about your mother. You couldn't have just been so selfish. You could have been so selfish. So I went back to Mass and I got my apartment and I started to date my first, no, I started dating my child's father. He came over. He messed around with me, he left. Then I started inviting the gangbanger over. He came over, he slept with me, he left with a bunch of my money. Then my first love came over, he slept with me, and then I slept with his boys, and then he left. I just thought, maybe they'll be with me. I want a boyfriend, someone to love me. Let's play house. Yeah, maybe if they put a ring on my finger, I'll be happy. I'll be happy, right? So I went to work one day and I started talking to the kid who had let me into the apartment. And I messed around with him. And the next morning, I had always liked his brother. And the next morning, when he left to go to work, he left me with his brother. And I ran game on him. And I bagged him. And I told him, I want you to be my boyfriend. And break up with the girl that you're going out with. Because I said so. And he did it. Because I knew how to play guys by then. I mean, when I was in my group home, I used to sneak over to my ex's house and just sleep with him and leave without any emotion, no hug, no nothing, not even caring about his feelings. Feelings weren't involved anymore. I just needed to be loved. And I was going to get it any way that I could because nobody wanted to give it to me. I was going to take it myself. And I was going to love you how I knew how to love, which was how everybody taught me how to love, selfishly. Selfishly. You want love, you take it. Because no one's going to give it to you because they don't really care. And I'm going to conclude this video and go to the next. Okay? God bless y'all.